beautiful morning. Guys, I'm out here fishing the Thunderjet by myself. I do this a lot. One of the things that I like to do when I'm fishing by myself is I fish one side of the boat. I find that if I'm fishing two sides of the boat, then one, I'm constantly going back and forth between the rods. If I line the two rods right next to each other, then my focal point can be much closer together. It's a lot easier for me to see the bites, not miss a fish. And then what I'll do is I will bring the fish from this side of the boat, and then I will just net them over here where there is absolutely nothing to cause any issues for me. I've got a plotter here that's showing me where I'm going, and you can see my lines of how the bottom structure is. I can also read how deep the max depth is. I can see what the surface water temperature is. I can dial in my speed as well up here at the top. And right now, there's really hardly anything for kokanee. Looks like there's maybe one mark on the screen right there, pretty small. But this is gonna tell you whether you're in the fish or out of the fish. And right now, I am not in the fish, so I wanna go somewhere else. All right, just like I said, I'm not finding fish. I'm gonna move. That's what you guys should do. If you don't see fish on your electronics, go somewhere else. Until you see those good marks, keep looking, keep searching. Yeah, already on the screen. I know you guys can't see it well, but already starting to see those arcs right in here. So hopefully that was a good move. All right guys, fish on. First fish of the day. Oh, we got a jumper. Oh, he's leaping. We've got a jumper. That's classic salmon action right there. Gotta love that. That's what we're here for, the action. You'll notice I kind of keep my rod tip close to the water. That keeps them from tail dancing a little bit. This one's pretty active. This is a very feisty fish for this fishery right now. Not a bad one. That one came in on that little orange crayfish that I'm making. Here's the crayfish. Oh, look, he's got hooks in, all in his mouth. I'm gonna get this one in the box and try to find another. All right, fish on. Jumper again. Oh, right on. Oh, I just love that. All right. Love these fish for the action that they give off. They start jumping and tail dancing like that, finning up on the surface. It's just awesome. I spit it right there. Kokanee are a landlocked salmon, and they have a very soft mouth. So one of the things that we like to do is use an ultralight rod. That's a slow action rod, and that really absorbs a lot of the shock and will keep the hooks in the mouth without making a big hole or ripping their lips. So I just got these velocity rods, and I absolutely love them, especially this nice pretty blue color. You can see it very well. And this is an ultra light rod. It's a 4 to 10 pound test. And it's a really super slow action rod with just an amazing parabolic across the entire length of it. So one of the key ingredients to catching these little sockeye salmon, these landlocked sockeye salmon, is what a kokanee is. It's the speed. We haven't really talked about, you know, what you're going to want to use as a slow speed for targeting these fish. It's probably one of the slowest trolling speeds that you're going to look for. In most any fishery, maybe Mackinac, you might troll this slow, but you know, we're really trying to look for numbers down at 1.1, 1.3 seem to be the big ticket numbers for me. I'll catch fish at 1.5. I'll catch fish at 0.9. And I think that that's something that you guys should try to key in on when you're making your turns. If you're finding that the fish are getting on the inside rods, then slow your speed down. If they're coming in on the outside rods, speed up. Sometimes these fish are more aggressive, sometimes they're less aggressive. So figuring out, you know, do they want a slow bite? Do they want a little bit of a faster troll? It's definitely one of the key factors in getting your numbers and your limits. I definitely like fishing lures that make their own action and fishing them by themselves. But that doesn't always buy the fish, doesn't always buy the strike. And sometimes these dodgers are really gonna bring fish in, but it kicks back and forth and transfers action to your lure. So with leader length, the shorter you make this leader, the more action is gonna go to your bait. Vice versa, the longer you stretch this leader out, the less action you're gonna get. So I got about a 10-inch leader right now, and that's probably about as long as I would go with a dodger this size, a 4.5-inch dodger. A longer dodger, you can go with a longer leader. Most any fisherman's gonna know about putting scents and cures, and aside from just utilizing cures and scents on your corn, we wanna also put it on our dodgers, on our lures. And I utilize ProCure. I like ProCure a lot. Some of the scents that I use with a lot of success for the kokanee world would be like shrimps, krills, anise krill, the addicted salmon blends. Those are all really super great. Even just a simple garlic. If you're in lakes with shad, put shad in there. Here's that shrimp. This is a Max lures with the UV flash in it. This is the scent-free UV flash, and I highly recommend this. It's amazing, especially on the dodgers. Puts out so much different color. You can put it on your corn, put it on your lures. It's a great product, guys. Check it out. ProCure for the win. I keep it here in a little plastic bag because it's kind of funky smell. You don't want to go home smelling like that. ProCure all over your hands. But the fish like it. You want to keep it out here on the water, you know? You ain't gonna get any kisses coming home smelling like frickin' krill. Fish has managed to completely tangle this dodger, and lure setup looks totally whack now. Yeah, and this was a releaser too. Too damaged to put back. there it is. Another, this one I was gonna put back, but he was so belly hooked and lip hooked and tangled on this crayfish. So also this crayfish has this Max Lure Smile Blade. Well guys, I'm just wrapping up. It was another great time fishing out here, Stampede. I hope you guys learned something. I definitely want to thank everybody out there watching these videos. Really appreciate you guys' support. And just running over a few fish right now, see if I'll get a last one for the evening. But kokanee fishing has been a blast out here at Stampede. The bite has been a little bit tough, but really what I've found is that the bite's just coming on at a different time than what would be the usual. In the early morning, not such a great bite, and then later in the afternoon and evening, which is kind of unusual, really good fishing. So keep that in mind, guys. You don't have to just do this fishery as a morning fishery, but typically the winds pick up in the afternoon, make it a little bit more difficult to, you know, stay on the fish when the winds are up. And also, this one looks like a pretty small fish. So when you guys catch a really small fish, instead of netting it, if you know you're gonna release it, just release it off the side of the boat. Try to just get the hooks out with your pliers, and then you're not touching that fish. It has a lot better chance of surviving and living through the next cycles, growing to be a big fish that you catch next year. And one of the most productive lures has been this Pisces Outdoors crayfish. All the colors have been working pretty good, but the oranges especially, chartreuses, and then the orange Max Lure Double D Dodger, just crushing it.